Our next speaker just completed learning with the engaging humor path. While learning a lot, he's not quite ready to jump into his next path, motivational strategies. No. Instead of motivating or attempting to make us laugh, he just wanted to share some things weighing heavily on him lately with his speech titled, "It's a Woman's World. I'm just trying to man up." Please show your love for today's final speaker, Toastmaster Nate.
Hey.
Thank you, Toastmasters, members of the front table, guests. You heard it right. It's a woman's world. I'm just trying to man up. My father passed away recently, as some of you may have heard earlier in the month, and these sad feelings that I've had washed over me in ways that I couldn't be prepared for. I thought about my childhood. I thought about the kids I played with, the fun things, the nostalgic things. And then I also thought about the mean kids in the neighborhood. The mean things they would say. They'd say things like, "You're just like a girl," or "You run like a girl." It's sad. That's not very nice. Because, when you're sad, you think of sad things, right? I started to think about a cross country. And I think I was in middle school. It was a boys and girls cross country. And I remember feeling like I was doing pretty good. I was out in front. Now, I didn't win my cross country meets. I generally did like maybe second or third place. You see, we had this guy named Mike Coot. Mike Coot was a pair of legs with a pair of lungs stacked on top. He's gone. It's Mike. But I was out front, and I was feeling good. I was running, and I hear some voices behind me. And I didn't look back. I thought it was the spectators. But they're getting louder. Maybe subconsciously running harder. All of a sudden, 5 girls run right by me. I've never been in a race with girls like that. And my whole life I've been told how getting beat by girls was the worst thing in the world. I just got smoked by 5. What I didn't realize then was how tough women are. And that I just needed to man up. So I was also thinking of some other things. I was thinking about growing up. I was thinking about how my mom hit me. I grew up in a generation where there was corporal punishment. So took some beatings. I took some beatings for things that I didn't feel I deserved, probably like most kids. That made me feel sad too. It made me feel happier. Kind of caught up in my feelings there. And I thought about how my mom would hit me when she was angry. And I felt at the time that didn't really make me think she was strong. If anything, maybe less so. When I saw my mom get in a fight with my dad, and the poor woman was crying because she wanted to fight on the marriage, I saw weakness. What I didn't realize was her resiliency was so strong. When my grandmother had chemotherapy, and she did die. I saw a frail old woman, and what I didn't see was the strength that she had to summon just to get ready in the morning. And then there's my wife. She had to plan her mother's funeral. And I thought she was in shock or denial. What I didn't realize as she planned that funeral totally calm was the strength that she had to summon to get it together, to get through that. I didn't give her any credit. I was the one crying like a baby at the funeral. All of this stuff just had me thinking how strong women are and how fragile men can be. And so I want to share a few different women that have impacted me, things that have been weighing on me over the last couple weeks, I guess. The first one is my grandmother. Her name was Ida Claire Gillingham. That's a heck of a name. She went by Claire because my grandfather used to razz her. He used to say, "Well, I declare." And so she didn't go by Ida anymore. She went by Claire. She was born in Hinton, Oklahoma in 1921. Daughter of cotton farmers. And as a child, they used to strap her to a chair, a wooden chair, facing outside so they could see her. You see, they didn't have daycare. The chair and a rope was the babysitter. And as she got older, she got to the point where she could get off that chair and go to work in the cotton fields until her hands bled too. How many here had grandparents that picked cotton? Then there's Miss Grace. Miss Grace lived on Pleasant Street. She was a block and a half from my house. I didn't think about her strength at the time, until I broke my finger. And Miss Grace used to make us kids in the neighborhood cookies with arthritis-ridden hands. And she did it from the love in her heart because she just didn't want to be lonely. And then there's my 4th and 5th grade teacher, Miss Gavin. Miss Gavin, in spite of me being in the class, loved all the other kids so much that she moved up with us from 4th to 5th grade. Sometimes think maybe she thought I was getting home back. But Miss Gavin had fiery red hair. She was beautiful. Her eyes would pierce through you. And although she was beautiful, she was somehow stronger than the other men around her. She taught us to have self-respect, to dress professional. I was in a public school. We wear shirts and ties. She wanted us to carry ourselves with dignity. She definitely taught me how to man up. And then there's my wife. She fought through 2 really difficult births with my son. She felt both pregnancies, both births. The epidurals didn't work out so good. I think if it was me, I would have yonked on that table as I was crying about being ripped in half. But she somehow fought through that pain, giving 2 amazing sons. She's so tough, in fact, in our apartment, she stepped on a sewing needle. It went into her foot, disappeared, this long. The only way to get it out was to pull it through the broken skin on the top of her foot. And we didn't even have pliers. She used a pair of scissors to try and get it out. It's pretty tough. She definitely taught me how to man up. So Toastmasters, it's a woman's world. I really do just need to man up. And I want to challenge all you guys to find 3 tough, strong women that impacted you. Call them, tell them you love them, tell them thank you for putting up with you, and thank you, Toastmasters, for putting up with me.